I just got out of an early screening of the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and the biggest question that everyone's gonna have is this movie worth watching? Is it better than the first movie? And of course, does this movie set up future films and the Nintendo Cinematic Universe? Well, guys, I have great news for all of you. I have all those answers. So let's get into it. Starting right off the bat, when it comes to the Super Mario Galaxy movie, this is a movie that I've been so excited for that I could not wait. Especially when it came to the first Super Mario Brothers movie, I actually genuinely enjoyed it. So when it comes to the second one, I am more excited than ever. And right off to the beginning of this film, we are really thrown into all the plot, all the action, all of everything. Right in the beginning of the film, we get introduced to Rosalina. We find out how powerful Rosalina is and all of her children of Lumas. She has this really nice moment where she essentially gets to tell the story of Princess Peach and Mario and Luigi. After we find out that Rosalina is clearly an important character in this movie, we head right on over to Mario and Luigi. Again, we already see this in the trailer, but they're riding their dirt bikes all the way over to this small village where they have a job to do, where they have to go clear a new pipe. That new pipe ends up being where Yoshi ended up being stuck, and we get introduced to one of the most adorable characters ever. When it comes to the Super Mario Galaxy movie, here are the things I truly liked, and here are the things I truly didn't like. Starting off, what I liked, the animation is absolutely beautiful. I mean, visually, this movie is really good. From the music, obviously the voice actors, and just the overall how every character looked was spot on. And there were many moments in this movie where you could actually pick up different types of sounds that were related to other video games. There were moments where you heard Luigi's Mansion, there were moments where you heard Mario Sunshine, there were even moments where you could hear the music from classic Mario games. So when it comes to the nostalgia factor, it is very much in this movie, and you gotta pretty much watch out for every little Easter egg. Now, as a full-fledged movie, when it comes to plot, story, and overall message within the movie, it doesn't quite feel fulfilling as maybe the first movie. And what I mean by that is that there are a lot of moments within this movie that are so fast-paced, before you blink, you get to the next scene. So moments like with Yoshi or Bowser, even Rosalina, are so fast you don't get to really enjoy these characters. There is a really nice sequence where we actually get the backstory of why Yoshi was in that pipe in the first place, and it's really cute and adorable, but I'm not going to tell you here. That's just something you're going to have to watch for yourself. But that moment was definitely 10 out of 10. With Yoshi being introduced, we all saw that coming. We now officially have Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi, and they are honestly a really fun trio. And that theme really does carry out throughout the film. And following through, when you see Yoshi and Luigi's dynamic was just so much fun. I honestly wish they played a little bit more on it, where I would almost make the argument you could do a separate TV show where it's literally just the adventures of Yoshi and Luigi. We find out in this movie that Princess Peach actually feels very lost because she has no idea where her origin story started. We have one of the Lumas that was captured by Bowser Jr. escape and go straight to Princess Peach. Princess Peach, in her new self-discovery of trying to figure out where she started and where she was from, decides to go help the Luma. She goes off with Toad, and then we have Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi left back in the kingdom, where we do get this really fun moment where they end up kind of more or less playing the Super Mario game in a very nice transition where they're essentially doing a bunch of chores around the kingdom, but they turned it into essentially playing the video game, and this was like one of the best sequences within the movie. Mario and Luigi are essentially stuck on Bowser duty until Bowser Jr. ends up showing up and destroys the entire castle. Now, getting back to the fast pace of this movie, because that is very much a recurring theme, we have Princess Peach in the casino doing what she's doing. We have Mario and Luigi and Yoshi going off an adventure with Bowser, who Bowser is now in this movie essentially a good guy, then a bad guy, then a good guy, then a bad guy. And it was enjoyable. Jack Black, legend, as always. We eventually get to the part where, yes, we finally see Fox McCloud. And I will say, Fox McCloud was very enjoyable in this movie. And he actually plays a way bigger part than I think anyone truly expected. By no surprise, after Bowser is going into good guy, bad guy, he ends up being bad guy again, and Bowser reunites with his son. Again, I think the pacing was all over the place in the sense of there are things happening so quickly. We're going to point A to point B, where where I'm just like, where are we? There's even a point in the film where we have Mario and Luigi essentially try to reunite with Peach and Toad, and before a blink of an eye, they're already at the spaceport, already met with everybody else, and they didn't, like, it was so fast, like they didn't quite explain how they got there. So essentially we have the gang back together. We have Fox McCloud, we got Peach, we got Toad, we got Yoshi, we got Mario, and we got Luigi. And of course they go off on their big adventure to defeat the bad guy, which is Bowser Jr. and Bowser, which they do explain later on that Bowser Jr. ended up making a planet of Koopas, and it gives Star Wars, it gives Death Star. I was about it, it was fun, but it gives very much Death Star moment, and Star Fox was almost like our Han Solo. But if you watch this movie, you might get some Star Wars references without there being Star Wars references. Now, when it comes to the end of this movie, we again get some really fun moments where we see Mario battle Bowser, and they kind of integrate this really fun, like, OG video game moment. Again, the nostalgia factor in this movie was very good. The one thing I will say as well is that when it comes to Princess Rosalina, she was not in this movie. After we see her in the beginning, we see her one more time in the middle, and then near the end, Princess Rosalina is just not in this movie, and I just don't know why. I really thought there was going to be more adventure and maybe going back and forth trying to honestly rescue her, but she's just trapped over on like Bowser Jr.'s planet the entire movie, and we never get to see her really until the beginning and then the end of the movie. There was actually more screen time for Star Fox than there was for Rosalina herself. But on the opposite end, people like Yoshi, which made sense because he was introduced in the beginning of the film, was very present, but again, when we came to the ending of the film, Yoshi kind of disappeared in the background. And my biggest takeaway, I think, out of this entire movie, and this might have been on me, is that because I've watched so many of the teaser trailers and so many of the trailers that were released, I felt like there were not many moments that surprised me because I've already seen those moments happen within the teaser trailers and the trailers and all the promotional stuff. So that might be just on me, but it was just kind of upsetting to see a lot of things happening that weren't new. Is the Super Mario Galaxy movie going to be the key for the Nintendo Cinematic Universe? That's really where this movie kind of comes into play, where it does feel like a lot of this was almost showing off a lot of their IPs, where I'm pretty sure we're going to get a Fox McCloud solo movie. I'm pretty sure we're going to either get maybe a Pikmin side story or maybe even other projects that we've seen these characters show up in this movie. So to answer it easily, yes, the Nintendo Cinematic Universe is here. Overall, the Super Mario Galaxy movie, yes, I recommend. How I would rate this film is probably a 7.5 out of 10. I think it is a very enjoyable film. I highly recommend going to see it. If you are a fan of Nintendo, you are going to love it, but I would recommend, remember to try to stay focused. Don't look at your phone, which you should not look at your phone in the theater regardless, because things are so quick you might miss something that you really truly wanted to see. Is the Super Mario Galaxy movie better than the first movie? I would say yes. I think this movie is a lot better than the first one, and it does a lot of things that the first one kind of lacked in, and for the better. I still wish that it was a little bit longer and they didn't decide to almost rush a lot of plot points and introduce so many characters where I felt like I was getting lost. And I think that was the problem with the first one as well, and the second one almost mirrors that kind of story. But again, they still did it in a better way in this movie. Guys, if you're someone that loves movie reviews, thank you so much for watching. Remember to check out this video or this video over here. If you haven't already, remember to subscribe, like the video, and comment down below if you have seen the Super Mario Galaxy movie, if you plan to, and what are your thoughts. Thank you so much. I'll catch you all next time.